All right. Looks about right. Oh, yeah. Go. I don't remember if I did. Did I download? Or I just clicked on it, I think. I didn't download this one. So looking for another Japanese one. Another very different one to see if it's like here's Ueno Asami and Yoda, an older Japanese pro. That could be fun. There's Ichiriki. So maybe one of these two could be fun to look at. That's good enough for now. Oh, there was one at the bottom. Konorin and Yamayuta. No, I'm not gonna worry about that one. All right. Okay. Probably just gonna do a couple Tsumego, just like last time. Might even do some extra ones this time. Looks like Attack Hero is getting up to 40 problems. That's good. Build a high score. Nice. I'm still in the top 10 for now. Did 100 problems. Because I was messing around just solving problems last night. So we'll see. See how it goes. All right. Spaghetti Dictionary Volume 2. Start with something easy. Oh, I got a random speed finish thing. I don't know when that happened, but I just got the achievement for it. Whatever. Oh, man. That's weird. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Another one. Another 10K here. Okay. Any more? Okay. No. I don't really understand why that happened, but all right. Maybe we can look at my achievements before we start. So I need that escalated quickly. So solve 30 problems within a sprint. I've not been able to do it yet, but I think they updated the website. Like the last time that I tried, I almost got to 30. So I think I could potentially do this one now. And then bad potion. Oh yeah, I have to use up all of my hearts and then fail problems 15 times basically. And hope that the potion doesn't go off. Then we need to get to 6,000 problems, 10,000 problems, a certain amount of collections, which we'll get eventually. Yeah, finishing the intermediate version of Life and Death, finish advanced, first half of 1,000 way cheat. I'm actually almost done with that. I should probably just do that one. When you solve a 5 dawn problem, we've done all the other ones. We've done up to 4 dawn. We need to solve a 5 dawn now. And when you solve 10 of each, well, I just haven't gotten to the harder collections yet, so we'll get there. Just 10 1 dawn so far. I guess I should check. I did update something. Let me double check something real quick. Let me double check something real quick. Looks like it's okay. All right, good. It's always good to double check things, okay? Especially after an update of some sort. Even though it shouldn't have mattered, it's always good to double check. I should actually have that open so I can see if I get any notifications for anything. There we go. Okay. I need accuracy 12. That's the last accuracy I need to do. So 4Q collection with at least 95%. Yeah, when I redo one of the other collections that's rated around 4Q, I should be able to do that. And then speed I need 2 speed ones, so 20-second average time for the 4Q, 10-second average time. So I need 10-second average time and 95% accuracy. Maybe I can do that with the next one. Who knows? I need to get a 5 dawn rating. That's the highest rating one, so I'm almost there too. We're getting almost everything, and I need to just do more time mode stuff, which I just haven't done any. Like I started, I got this one done, then I just need to keep ranking up on the time mode. I just need to get to 1 dawn. It looks like, and then I can do it in fast as well. Get to 1 dawn, and then in blitz to get to 1 dawn too. So I'll just have to do that one of these days. Time precision mode. Reach at least 875 points or 850 points at 4K or stronger. Yeah, I'll just have to try it out. I'm getting there. I've almost gotten a lot of these done. A lot of these will just take time. I just have to keep solving problems, and eventually it'll happen. I think that's like most of them. Just solve problems, and eventually it'll happen. And there's only a couple of them that I'll have to like really try to purposefully do. That's not too bad. Okay. Now we can just do a couple of these. Just to warm up. Yeah, we can't let them get the bulky 5 shape, so we got to throw in. And we'll try some harder problems after. This is like a Seki. Not bent 4. This is the vital point. The 2-1 and 1-2 points are Mii most of the time. Atari looks good. They can't do anything else apart from answer. Like they could, I guess. It just kills them. You know what? They really showed me right there, actually, right? It was unexpected. They really could do something else. All right. If I just go down, they can Atari and make the other eye here. And it would be sort of a ko, but we don't want that. So if we do this Atari, they capture, we can Atari again and come underneath. So there we go. And you always want to play from the outside like this. That's the habit you sort of want to build, playing for the outside move. Because then if they play a ko threat on the inside, you're not giving up more stones. But I still don't do it that way every time. I'll get it one day. Extend. If they connect on this side, we block the other eye. If they connect this one, we just connect underneath. Looks good. So the speed trials I'll have to do offline, because I don't want to just like super speed through everything online. If I do this one, they can't throw in because they run out of liberties. They have to turn, and then it's just dead. So looks good. Yeah, they can't block. Like here's the sprint thing. I need to do 30 of these in one sprint. They give you a couple. They give you like a minute or 2 minutes, I think, is what it is. Yeah, 2 minutes. But the website loads really slowly, so it kind of gets in the way. I kind of like just this move. If I do anything else, there's the double Atari, of course. But if I play something like this one, you're at the double Atari, they can throw in here, which is threatening the 4 stones. They probably just die. So I think we want this one here. We can just connect, yeah. We can't Atari them after they've taken this. We can't throw in an Atari. We don't have enough liberties. We have to just Atari directly. Then if they pull back, we capture. And if they connect, we can then turn. Yeah, that one's a tricky one. Easy to fall for the trap there. You have to be real careful. I don't think it matters too much. Just bulky 5 shape. They have to get rid of the 6 here. This would be a rabbit E6, right? So just a dead shape. I'm glad I'm not ruining any of my hearts right now because I spent a lot of them messing around yesterday. So I'm glad about that. I think I'd pull back this way. Pull back this way, the Atari kills me. Just connect and die. So I have to go this direction instead. If we do this one, the Atari, we connect and we're good to go. Anything else we have to worry about? So I do the wedge here, we can just Atari. Yep, looks good. Feels like we want to create the weakness in the shape. And they play anything apart from connecting the Atari, they are dead. Yep. Too many double Ataris and such. All right. This might just be alive this way. If we play this way, they can play P1 first. And we have to block, and then they can play R3. So I think we have to play P1 right away. Whether your opponent's move is your move, your opponent's good move is your good move. Something like that. So we have to extend instead of connect. Because they will not cut, they will block. So extend, then connect, we're good to go. And normally the point of symmetry is what we want for these ones. So as long as you have enough liberties on each side, you're good to go. Again. All right. See if any of these ones counted for some points here. Looks like I got a couple. It's like 100 and something, and now I'm at 113. So looks like it is a little bit different. All right. Hey, when I'm looking at my other screen, and I'm moving it as if I'm on the other screen, but I'm still on my original screen. Because the preview window in OBS gets me sometimes, okay? I have problems. Looks like Higaki is probably going to be the one this time. They solved 400 problems. Good job, Higaki. They're probably number one. I think they weren't number one yesterday. Right, go home. Yeah, John Richardson. Looks like they're going to do it this time. People have been doing a lot of Tsumego lately on here. Decent number, right? That has to be done in one day. It's not too hard to do 400, but it's just you can't always sit there and do too many. We got Timo Grox 106 here. That's good. That's good. Not sure I see anyone else, but Hrusags, they did 6 of them, 1,000 experience. So some of the harder problems or some of the special collections at the bottom. Some of these potentially. All right, anyway. More intermediate. See if I can do a couple. I don't have too many hearts, so we may just fail. Who knows? Might to kill, huh? We have to play here. Then you can read after that. Anyway. You go down here, connect underneath. If they block that, you can go up, threatening to cut. And looks like we're just good. We're good to go. It may not be the best moves, though, but that sort of looks good. Oh, do we want a Hane first? I'm sure we want to block this as well. Anyway, don't actually do that for your problems. That's what these other problems are going to be for. They're going to show you different ways of answering. So if we go this way, for example, they actually have to connect. Because if they don't connect, or go down, well, I don't think they can even go down either. Right? Because this cut actually just works. They don't have that many liberties. Yeah, that's what the other problems are for. They'll show you what happens when they respond differently. Oh, another carpenter here. I forgot. Right now it's all carpenter squares. Maybe I won't do too many. Save that for offline. We do have to break through here, or it says no coast. We have to break through here. We can't allow them to play that move because even if we turn and that's a ko, we can't really allow that. So break through here. If they do this one, we just cut. So they have to protect the cutting point. Then we can hane and throw in. Because it's just a dead shape. I know I said it very confidently, but then I had to make sure to double check it before I actually clicked the moves. The only move that ever actually works with the, not the only move, but the main move that you should be doing with the Carpenter Square is usually the S18 move. There are other times when you want to play something different, but that's the first move you should probably read. But this is the Carpenter Square with a weakness, which means that the S18 move is even better. They should not have turned here. They should have just defended themselves. Yeah, we have to just throw in again. We can still threaten to connect up underneath. We can still threaten to cut. And we can still just turn here. And we don't want ko. So we can just block this off because we have the eye here. If they throw in, they don't have enough liberties to Atari us from the outside because of that. And even when they Atari here, even when they Atari here, you can play from the inside because it's just a bulky 5. So you have 2 different ways to kill. Better just to Atari, though. I think the Carpenter Square with the weakness is the easiest one, but doesn't mean it's the, like really, really easy or anything to really solve it. Like all these are 1Q problems. I think Carpenter Square is considered one of the hardest corner shapes, if not the hardest one. I don't know. I don't remember. Hardest normal corner shapes, I should specify. So normally when they attach, like a good move is often to just play here. But if they pull back here, we go down. Can we cut here? If they play the hane, it's sort of a ko type shape. And if we don't want ko, we probably need to extend here or extend over here. Because if they play hane at that point, we come underneath. And if they go down, we can potentially cut. But just this one looks like it's potentially good enough here as well. I kind of like C18 though. I don't know the right move. Could also Hane. If they block, we Atari, and then Atari. They sort of have to connect. And when we play here, they could potentially die, but I want this one. So we'll see if it works. If we play here and they do this, then we can Hane. If they block, then we can Atari. If they capture, we can just pull back. No, we don't have enough liberties on this side here, so maybe it's the wrong starting move here. Because they're going to let the ko happen, right? So we probably do have to start with this one then. Should we Hane first or just extend up? Just extend up looks good because we can potentially just cut. So now we can Hane and Hane. We can even Atari right away, but this is good enough. Yeah, I was right with my first instinct, but I wanted the other one to work for some reason. I'm not sure why. I gotta be honest. I just wanted it, I guess. No ko as well here. This one, they Hane, we go over here. They make the eye, then we can cut. And we capture this side first. So they have to connect, then we can go down. If they play anything else, we should be fine as well. Now we want this one, threatening the cut. Then we can Hane on both sides. We Hane here and then Hane here. All right, if they connect, we could extend down now. We're making the eye in the corner. An eye in the corner is often useful for capturing races. We only need like a 3 in a row sort of thing here. Yeah, I think that should be fine. I was like, wait a minute, you can't do that. Should we take a liberty first before we play over here? Or just play over here first? The eye is the most important part, right? So we do this one. If they Hane, of course we connect. If they block, then we can go block here. If they throw in now and try to Atari, that is a little bit annoying. Because they have enough liberties on the outside. I think we need to do this one first, then we can play here. Gotta do it the right order. All right. Looks like we just want to Atari. Now, there is a possibility of them doing something very, very annoying, where they play S18. If we capture, they can connect underneath. So we have to Hane instead. And if they connect, we kill. If they capture, we capture. So I think that's how we have to do this here. That's not right. See, I messed that up already. So we just have to give these stones up instead. That's the better idea. I thought it would work, but for some reason I just missed the connection underneath. I've actually messed this up a couple times before, this shape before. I still have a hard time with it. Hard time seeing it as clearly as I should in my head. White to play. We need some liberties on both sides. We need to take liberties as well. If we throw in here, the Atari, we Atari, they capture, we Atari again. And then it's a ko at least. Can we do better? If we just turn, they extend and it's 4 liberties again. But in order to take the liberties, we have to have 3 liberties on this side. So that's not good enough. If we Hane first, can they just extend again anyway? Push. Then they could do an attachment thing and try to do something on this side. And I think that does work. But that could be potential move. So I can see a ko for sure. But we should see if this Hane works. And then the other thing we have to check, can they reduce our outside eye shape and give us just a bulky 5? I think we have to do this one. I don't think that works. Maybe it does. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can just play this now. But then when they Hane on this side, again, we're getting that bulky 5 shape. I probably just messed up, maybe? Maybe we have to play B19 instead. Yeah, we're just dead, it looks like. Yeah, if we play this out, we can't block here. I guess we can block here, maybe. If he connects, then we can block here. And if they Atari me directly, we capture, and then Atari. Yeah. We shouldn't have liberties on the other side, though, which is the other problem. But yeah, you see, we're making a bulky 5 here, so we can't let him just push all the way through. So maybe we do have to play something on this side to sort of force the Ko shape that we had here. Something like this silly thing. Yeah. But to like really force the Ko. That's something I mentioned at the beginning of the problem, was that you have to make sure not to die, because they can just make this not an eye, or just at least one, right? That's an annoying thing that would happen in a real game, and I'd be like, oh, great. Well, I feel great about this. This is amazing. If we just do this one, it's the same idea as that previous one, where we're letting them squeeze and live in the corner. So we need to prevent that from happening. But if we play C18, they can play B18. So we need to probably play B18. The Atari, we could Hane, or we could Hane on this side and threaten to connect up underneath. If we connect and they just Hane, I think we're just dead. So I think we have to do this one and then Hane from this side. If they block, then we connect. If they do this one, we have to go down here, and then we can do that thing here. So I think we need to do this one first, and then we can throw in on this side like we did the other problem. Atari. Connect. There we go. Yeah, what I was reading, let's see if there's other variations on this one, because what I was reading was, I thought we may have had to do it this way versus this one, but I guess it doesn't matter. If they played something like this one, this is the thing to sort of read here. If they turn here, I was thinking I had to play here. They have to do this one. We just do, I guess we can't just do the bulky 5 thing here. So maybe we have to play it a different way. Now, what about this move? This move's annoying. What the heck? So I think maybe this is the proper move no matter what. We have to play from this side and then Hane under. Because this one, I think this one might not be as good. Right? Because if we Atari, that's not good enough. They're alive. So we have to connect now. After they turn here, we can't let them play the Atari at B19, so we have to play another move here. And C19 would be a Ko, so we can't allow C19 because this is just we're just killing here the other way. So this has to be right. Then they play here. And if we do this one, they Atari, we push in, they capture, they're alive, right? But there's probably something I'm just missing. Because if I just do this one, they capture, we do this one, they're already alive, right? They don't even need to play another move. So yeah, I think that's a mistake on the problem's part. I think they could do this one. Right, even this just doesn't make sense. So yeah, I think I do have to Hane from this side, it looks like. Because then they definitely can't do that one. That one's obvious. So yeah, I think I played the wrong Hane and then it still counted it. So oh well. I did realize afterwards that there was something wrong. And that's sort of just as important. It's the same problem, right? So it's another time where we have to give it up. It's possible to live without sacrifice. Okay, okay. So we have to kill this time? Oh, is it this thing? See, this is wait, is this actually just explaining the area where we technically messed up and then it didn't count it in the previous problem? That's actually funny. So they definitely need to fix that then. Especially since this is the thing that we talked about in the previous problem. That same shape here. If you Hane on this side, they can do the A17 move. So yeah, they messed that up. Because the very next problem shows why that variation doesn't work. So I don't know why they have it in there. Yeah, that's funny. Okay. Whatever. Kind of having fun with this. All right. Any more messages here just in case? All right, no good. White to play here. Something I'm thinking about is just A18 first. The only thing I don't know is if they attach. It's at least a ko. Yeah, it's at least a ko. This one's just dead. Everything else looks like it's just dead. So this one here, we can block and make a ko. Is there anything special, anything else special I can do? I think we just block and make a ko, right? Okay. This is sort of an important spot. Because if we do this one, for example, and they do this, we can Atari, maybe that's fine. Maybe we don't need to worry about it right now. We can just attach here. Yeah, looks like we're okay for now. Can we do this one? They go down, we connect, and they cut here. We're just dead, so we can't do that one. We have to do this one. This just ko? Oh no, it's not ko. Apparently, we did it wrong. Are we blocking this way instead then? I said I didn't read it. Yeah, there's another ko. We really need to do it this way? I don't like that. So now I'm just clicking though, guys. Don't do that. Don't do that. I got a little annoyed. Start clicking instead of reading. Right, another ko. None of these work. None of these work. as ko. So I think we just need to maybe if we attach and they go up, we connect. I think we just don't have enough liberties for that. Not sure this one. Obviously, if we do this one, we're just dead. This one here, they can just take this away. If we do this next, maybe that's the right move. They go up, we do this one. They go down, we do this one. Maybe that's actually what I needed to do here. We need a Hane first. No, it's still a ko. Unless we do this attachment, I guess. If we Hane here, it's still a ko. So we have to attach here instead. Okay. See, if you just sit for a second, you can figure it out. That's the real trick here. So if we play here, they will connect. If we Atari, they will connect again and we're dead. So we have to throw in. They capture, then we turn. We should be good to go. Yep. Because if we capture that, it would be an eye in the corner. So we're good. Do we really want anything here? That would be a Seki. That wouldn't be a... Yeah, that would just be a Seki. So we just need the Hane instead. And then connect. Hane, block, connect. But then they throw in anyway, and that's a ko shape still. Oh, maybe it's still fine actually. Because if they throw in, we capture. We're still threading the same thing, and they still can't connect here. That's interesting. And if they just connect, we go underneath. This isn't a ko, though, right? I guess it's technically a ko. Oh, that feels like a really good result, though. I'm really happy with that. Because this one shouldn't just work. Maybe we still do this. No, we can't do this one now. So we have to play here. Now we connect. But still, this doesn't work. Yeah. So this one then extend, but that doesn't work either because they capture. So we have to connect. They still throw in. We can't Atari here. That's automatically a ko shape. We have to connect first. If they connect, then we Atari and push. No, but after we Atari and they capture, they can make the second eye really easily. So then we throw. No, we have to Atari. No, I guess we're fine. We're fine if we do it this way. Because they need to connect solidly, then we can extend. Yeah. That's what I was missing. Okay. I had one extra liberty. Whenever there's one extra liberty, I always have a hard time seeing it perfectly. I like to blame my eyesight. We'll see if that's true one of these days. But that's what I like to do. I like to blame my eyesight. Throw in and then turn feels like the right move. Because if we don't do that, it is just a 5 in the corner. So I think we have to throw in and then turn. We have enough liberties on the outside. You had to recognize that first. You recognize you have enough liberties on the outside, then you're good to go. Can we throw it in again? Is this still good? No, not as good this time. Even just Atari here is not as good this time. We don't have enough liberties. If we turn here, and they don't block, we go again, then they can throw in and make a ko. Is ko good enough? Maybe. We play this one first. That would still be a ko. Even if I can't just even Atari there. This one, capture. I capture first with this ko. Because they capture, we Atari, they can't connect because we can turn. So if they play the move to make it a ko, outside or inside, then I capture first. Whereas the other way, what was the other way again? Just this one. They can just connect. So I think it's like this. Oh, they're doing that way? That doesn't work. This one's just a ko. We can't turn in here. They take our liberty and we're dead. We have to play here. This is what I was seeing. Okay, good. I have one heart. We got this. Only 4 more problems we got to try to do before the heart is done. Oh, I really want to play here quite a lot. It's a 13Q problem, so I think it should be fine. If I play this one, we have the eye in the corner, and when they're taking our liberties, it doesn't matter because they're just dead. So we take all their liberties, then we can start taking their liberties from the inside, and we kill. So yeah, just the eye in the corner. Without that extra, without just having one heart there, I might have spent more time on that one. This one, I think I know this one already. I might recognize the shape here. Do we have enough liberties? So if we push through here, of course, if they connect, we can just Atari and yeah, and play this one. I had to double check. So they have to Atari first. Then if we Atari here, they have to capture. Then we just Atari the one stone. If they connect, we can Atari from the outside. If they connect underneath, then we can capture, and it's a connect and die. And if you just can't Atari from the wrong side, I think it doesn't matter in this case. I think this one, because if they connect here, we capture these two. So I think it's this one, then Atari, then capture. Yeah. I did recognize it. 7Q, yay, I might be able to do this one too. Extending down here looks okay. But this one, I think, is just a Seki. Like we do this one and they turn, it's an eye on the inside, and we have a little bit of a problem. So we want to prevent them from turning. And this is just a Seki shape. Oh no, one Don at the end. We'll make it. We'll make it. Ooh. All right. Of course, if we connect or we Atari here, it's just a ko. I may not even be a ko. No, it is just a ko. It's just a ko. So we want to extend down. And if they throw in, we block, they go up here. We can't Atari from this side. And we can't Atari from this side. Wait a minute. If we play here and they throw in. Oh, if we block. We have to block from here. They connect underneath. And we can't Atari. Maybe I'm overthinking that, but I'm really bad with liberties, so we'll see. Like nothing else really works apart from this. Is just like a ko shape. They could Hane here and play in the corner though, so this could get rid of that ko. But I think we just throw in, and then we can throw in over here and capture again. And there's like still ko shapes, so I think that's still right for ko. But can we get rid of the ko? It doesn't say no ko, but it says one Don, so I'm guessing anyone who played this move was wrong. That seems like the right answer. Anyone who played this move was wrong. Yeah, extend down. If they just connect, maybe we just extend down because they can't wedge here or anything. And if they play on the inside here, if we just block, they connect and we're dead. Yeah, we're just dead. So we do have to block. Can't let them go. If they push into the corner, we're good to go. We're not good to go. Yeah, we're good to go. We can just Atari. And if they go up, we can't Atari from this side, but we can Atari from this side. So we are good. Okay. I think this is right. And this one we can just block, because even if they throw in here, we capture on this side. Maybe not correct, though, because they can connect here. Yep. Good point. So yes, I did miss a Liberty thing here. This one, they Hane there. We can't just capture. Is it just this then? Wow, that's stupid. I went too much for it. I thought, it says it's one Don. It can't be the easiest answer. That wouldn't make sense. No, it is. It's just the easiest answer. So I actually don't know why people got it wrong. So that made me overthink it. I should just trust my gut. Yeah, because that doesn't make any sense why this would be one Don if just Ko is the answer. I don't know. Oh well, figured it out. Good enough. Still top 10. We're good to go. Almost 10,000 points. Nice. We're getting there. We'll let it sit for a little bit. Maybe we'll get some more points here in a second. I was going to do some of these. I did finish the first two finally. And then we're going to start on these ones, which should be the harder ones. But I just want to get through this whole collection so I can make sure there's nothing too obvious that I have a weakness of for these Tetsuji stuff. Well, let's see here. Okay. If you can solve this, you can be amateur Tudon. Look. You can amateur Tudon. Yeah. Not sure if that's actually what he's saying, but close enough, right? The book very something mistaken. Then everyone else is happy with it. Someone said upper 3 Don for some of them. All right, I see how it is. And if these are Japanese symbols or Chinese, then probably closer to Fox Dons instead of USA or Europe. Oh, cool. There actually is someone looking for a game right now. Yes. So, Ichiriki or Ueno. I think so. This one could be more fun. I know a little bit about Ueno Asami and a little bit about Yoda. So this could be a fun game. Much older pro at this point. I don't know exactly how old he is now, but I know he's been playing for quite a long time. There's definitely some game records of him in the 80s, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Yoda has over 1,000 games, almost 1,400, so I know he has a lot. Can we actually download this one? Nope. Yeah, another Japanese one I can't download. I still not run into any non-Japanese ones that I've had an issue with, so it's just kind of funny, kind of weird. Oh well. So let's look at this game real quick. Go back to the opening here. And let me open up Catrain. Maybe I can change the titles of my streams afterwards to have the name of the pros. That could be good. I definitely didn't think of that just now. Uh-huh. definitely didn't just think of that one right now. So move just this over. Is the correct one. All right, cool. Scroll, not scroll the stones, scroll the screen so I can actually see the board now. There we go. And let's check this one out. We'll close this one here. And go to Cautrain. There we are. Close all these things. Make sure top move isn't on. And there we go. Let's look at the top 5 moves here first. I'm going to go through this one maybe quickly. Who knows? All 3 4 points this time. Okay. So Yoda Norimoto is white, and so Ueno Asami is black here. And she decides to do a cross opening because Yoda opened up over here, which is kind of an interesting thing. Yeah. Kind of a fun start to a game, cross opening. I don't think AI really cares if it's cross or not. As long as you get a corner, it's still basically even in the opening. So let's see which move Ueno wants to play. Asami, who knows which move they want to play here. Because they could do anything. Which move do they think is more important? Probably the top side. I would just enclose or approach on the top side. It's probably the move here. Oh, and then went to the bottom instead. Okay, fine. You know, I see how it is. So no, I wanted the top side because that's the widest side of the board, right? Whereas this bottom side and the left side, they're all the same. These are all the same length except for the right side here. But the top side is, you know, they're opposing here. So there's at least one more space than the other 2 sides on the bottom here. It doesn't really matter too much, but that's why I was thinking the top side. However, if we just play the normal Joseki here, white is being forced to play on the right side, which is the smallest side. So that could actually be a good enough reason to actually approach first instead. And they are actually just going to play the normal. Well, let me make sure. Okay, they are actually just playing the normal Joseki here. Almost. Black actually plays this form, which I think is actually just a mistake in this situation. And I'm calling it a mistake, not because it really is going to lose you the game, but white doesn't have to actually respond locally. And it feels like that's actually what you want them to do, right? So if we connect here, you want them to play here because this is the least valuable side in comparison to everywhere else on this board. So even if they do approach you on top, you force them to take the least valuable side, you're good to go. And if they just enclose, you can enclose. It's like an easy, simple way to do this. And you don't even have to do this extension back. You could play an enclosure or some other sort of shape on the bottom, whatever you like, right? But with this one, white doesn't have to play that jump. If you don't play the jump with the other one, this attachment and Hane thing is going to be very annoying to deal with. And even if we just play the old variation where we're just doing this sort of thing, this is already a nice result for black. So AI found an even better result, which is this one. But I don't really know too much about it yet. But it is just going to be a fight. We do analysis so I can have the close. There we go. Luckily, it's early enough in the game; it doesn't matter too much. So with this one, Yoda ends up peeping first. But now we can go back. Now we have the normal move on here. We can go back here and click on stuff again. So white didn't really want to take that side anyway. So if we just go to approach and black tries to do some sort of attachment. Now this is the older way that I've learned to punish it. You can just play something like this and you can see that black's shape is actually not very good. And they'll always have to come back to potentially deal with these 2 cutting stones in the future. So it's just, even if you just leave it there, this is going to be a good enough result for white. And there's no Atari here with the connection, right? So white can't have a simple response here. Now, it may still be better to play something else, but yeah, white can't have that simple response with the other stone. And the same thing here, you can attach Atari and slide. They'll have to come back and kill this cutting stone eventually. So you can also just not worry about the position. You're alive in the corner comfortably without any sort of issue. The peep will help a little bit if you're going to respond. And it's not a big deal. You can just respond to this. It doesn't really hurt you or lose you anything or anything like that. Like it just gives another option for white. If they don't want to respond, they don't have to. And normal move here is to push. That's what they do. White could also choose not to respond again, because now we also have the ability to play at 0-2 because of this Atari here and capture this on the outside. So it's even harder for black to do anything. We'll see what white decides to do, though. Okay, they do. They do decide to just approach the stone here now. Seems like that both of them are avoiding the top side. Maybe they're going to consider it sort of Miai, one enclosure for the other, or one approach for the other. But we'll see how they do it. Ooh, a little yawning. Good to go. I'm happy enough just to answer as black, but that could be considered a little bit slow. Just answering in this case would be the diagonal. And if we pincer in any way, I'm not sure if we can use our wall that we're building here. So I'm not sure I actually want the pincer. So I would probably just answer with a diagonal or knight's move. And they are going to pincer though. Okay. So let's see what the next move is before I. Okay. White decides to attach on top, but now I can just show you what I was thinking. If we just play a normal move, this 2 space jump, yes, there are some bits of Aji with this attachment, but if we just do the normal thing here, like this type of idea, you can see that this bottom side is very, very flat. There's a different way to play, but just to illustrate the idea, the bottom side is very, very flat. So pincering here can sometimes make it a little bit annoying. Now, the pincer is also sort of like I think the problem is more so with the loose pincer versus a tight pincer, I guess I should say. A tight pincer is good for raising your position to the 4th line, because if white just jumps here, black is going to be able to play the knight's move naturally. And the normal variation is just sort of pushing along and then attacking. But you can see that the bottom side is maybe not perfectly efficient, but pretty efficient, pretty nice. We're pretty happy with this. So that's why I was thinking we want to jump a little further, or at least we want to try to do some sort of other Joseki, right? And that is what Yoda is doing here with this attachment. Now, if we go back here, they play the loose pincer. This is where we can play the 2 space jump. And even if we just do this sort of thing, you can really tell that we're flattening this bottom side, making it not very good. So the tight pincer is the better one to choose, but I'm happy to just play something like this one. I don't know what AI would like here. Yeah, just back off. Anything's okay. It's so early in the opening, it doesn't really matter too much, but it's all about personal preference. A lot of opening moves are about personal preference. That's something important to remember when you're playing. Yeah, so this attachment, we saw this actually in yesterday's game, and what they did was black Haned, and then white pressed down right away, and then black did this Atari, and white was supposed to extend instead of following up in the bottom. So let's see if they do the same type of thing, because it would be interesting to see, because they're both Japanese games. If this is like a new Japanese sort of Joseki idea. So yeah, black does Hane. What I decided I would prefer is just backing off at d6, so I can either capture or press down. And Yoda is going to extend instead. Okay. Now we have something else here. Yeah, so what I liked based on the game I saw yesterday, not this move, Uh, just pulling back. I think this makes everything very simple here. If black plays over here, you can just cut. You are just sort of living with this shape. This is good enough. And then you can also Hane over the top to sort of attack this as a whole and get more strength on the outside. In this case, I probably would want to just cut because the bottom side, I'm not sure if I'm going to be invading that. Maybe I would, but I'm not 100% certain about that. No, maybe I would. So maybe the outside's still good here. But I like that one more. In the game from yesterday, it went like this one. Push, push, push. Atari, they blocked this way, allowing them to capture. Or maybe they captured first. Maybe it was turn, capture, block, jump. Yeah, that's what it was. And this was much, much better. In this case, it would be for black. So this was much, much better for black because this Panuki is very useful. Even if we can get a nice extension here, the Panuki is very useful. White was supposed to extend here so that they can't capture the stone, and then they just fight locally. And if they were going to block, they were supposed to block this way here, because this push and cut doesn't work. You can just play here. We capture the corner. This is actually much better now. Now this capture is not as useful because, I mean, it's still projecting strength, but doesn't feel as strong because it has all these extra stones here. Man, this would be not too bad for white. And then, of course, black can't cut this way anymore because we have this jumping move. But the pro played this one. I think I understand. I think there's a kick here, which is a little bit annoying. It looks like they can live very comfortably, so maybe they just didn't like that. Anyway, we can go back to the game, just so you can see some different variations here. So now white is extending instead. Normally, black would want to bump here. If you bump, it's possible white presses down now. And I think that's fine because if black does decide to push through, it's going to be a similar problem that we already saw where white can capture this stone potentially. So do we want to bump right now? Or do we want to play like this move here? Or even playing the vital point on their shape. That could be a funny move to play. But then they can cut and capture and be alive pretty comfortably. So maybe even just connect would be fine. Bump or connect. And so if I'm leaning towards that, I think white's getting this press anyway. So we'll see. Yeah, so we're just going to bump anyway. I said, I think I want white to press down. They are going to do it. Good. And we'll see what the next move is so we can show. There we go. Yeah. They're just going to respond, which is what they should do. Yeah, the idea is that, of course, if black is pushing through here like this, we have this nice potential thing on this side where we can capture this. There's could be a better way to do it, but that's the idea. There's not enough good shape there for black to push through so easily. And it's even possible that white could extend down because this cutting point might also be working. So there's a lot of aji here in general. I wouldn't be sure the best way to use it. We'd have to trust AI. Maybe we can see if AI wants to push through. Push through is not terrible. Just a small minus. We'll let live for a second. Yeah, the push through is not a terrible move. As long as you can read it out. I think it'd be interesting to see what they would play here. Just block instead. Yeah. So the reason why I wanted to check is because after I played this out, it felt like there was a weakness here that was a little bit annoying to deal with, right? If we do just cut here, we want to connect. But yeah, that's like there's this weakness here that's just a little bit annoying to deal with. So just press down is the right move. Okay. Anyway, follow up on your threat is the right move. That's always the right move, right? Push. We just need to extend. No jumping, just extend, I think. And now that weakness on the outside is more gone, it's a lot less weak. But black could push through now. There's still Aji to potentially capture or get something extra, though. So maybe if they push through, we still just turn. So black pushes again here. And this is where I'm tempted to come back a little bit, but I also don't want to let them Hane, so I want to extend again anyway. So they just extend. It's good. Because if we come back now, even if our shape is technically fixed a little bit, this Hane is just too much to bear, especially since we cannot cut. The cut just dies automatically. Or right away, I should say. So that's not very good. Oh, clicked on the wrong thing. This one. There we go. So we have to keep extending here. But now this cut is actually gone. It actually is okay if black pushes through. But the point is that we're flattening black on the bottom. And in exchange for being flat on the bottom, black got a little bit of a position on the left side. So they are managing to have a better result than us just pushing them flat. With a stronger left side group that's unlikely to be attacked as severely versus just a normal loose pincer. Black pushes again. And this is where white decides to pull back now. We want to threaten the cutting point versus just pulling back the way I was showing. The Hane is not as big of a deal anymore. It's also not getting as many points anymore. I would still be tempted to extend, though, but white decides to play this move here, which is just exposing the cutting point very much so here at c8. So if black does Hane, we can cut. But I like the third push here, because if we do it earlier, if we play this one and black Hanes and we cut, at the very minimum, black has a much stronger shape on this side. You can already see that with how black could capture the two stones. They don't need to capture them, but you see how they could capture them means that black has a nicer shape. So at the third position, you don't have that anymore. Just defending or Hane. I don't really want a Hane, but just defending is probably okay. Yep. And then white can still extend. This is where the empty triangle is good because it's protecting the cutting point and exposing a cutting point. That's the goal behind it. And now we can just extend again here. Yeah, so as I said, black ends up very flat on the bottom. White accomplishes their goal, but black fought back in a good enough way so they could get something on the left side to go with it. Okay. The corner is alive now. We don't need to keep pushing. I would kind of want to because the bottom right is not a solid group. But if white ever turns, black can defend that group very quickly. So no need to worry. We can defend both sides pretty quickly. So we should be good to go. So what black decides to do is push here right away. This is actually something I discussed yesterday. Is that if you're not threatening the liberties in some way, you don't necessarily want to be just pushing from behind in a group. You'd rather jump instead. But in this case, because they have this empty triangle, this push is a little bit more severe. Because if they don't respond, which they did not respond, when black Hane is here, so let's play a different move. When black Hane is here, they're threatening a cut right away. So there's a follow-up for this push. A severe follow-up for the push. Yeah, so white does just turn first. Yeah, I wouldn't want to have to respond to that. We were just protecting one cutting point. We don't need to worry about it too much. But I am also feeling like the center is kind of important. That one Hane is a little bit annoying to deal with. However, this turn is really big. It's very much highlighting the fact that these stones are not safe right now. But I think white can just Hane here. I guess not, right? So these 3 stones are not important anymore. We could definitely argue these 3 stones are not important anymore. So if black Hanes, white does not actually need to protect this cutting point. They can just give up the 3 stones and potentially attack the corner very severely. The double Hane here could make it a ko in the corner to capture the group. So it might be worth giving them up if you can take the whole corner. I'll show that here after the next move. I did it again. Clicked on the wrong thing again. Okay. So black defends over here first. As I was saying, this group is in a little bit of trouble, but they can defend, and the corner should mostly be fine. So let's look at this here. If we do something like this one, you can see that this cut's actually not important. We can play here. They can take it. And then we can double Hane here. The double Hane is good because it's actually just a ko shape, first of all. This is threatening to make white alive. But if black just extends here, you can see that this is a dead group. So they have to play this ko. And then if they try to do anything else, like this one, we can just capture this. And it's technically still a dead shape. So maybe we want one more move on the outside, which would be threatening this other group. But you can see that this is it's probably not worth capturing the 3 stones. So that's why I say they're probably not too important. And I think there's no other way to really do anything here. Even with this sort of move, it's still just starting to capture these 3 stones, and we can still just capture something here. This would live, though. This would live more. Maybe not, actually. Maybe this one doesn't live. You have to play from the other side first, I think, instead of pushing here. You got to do this one. And then this group is alive. But white's really strong as well. That's probably the best result you can get, and white still got some extra moves. So we're pretty happy as white. But that's also why black is defending this side. This is the weakest side right now. They need to defend it. I think you could have also done the knight's move. But this looks good. This looks really nice. And now white needs a move to attack this corner in some way. Just the knight's move might be good enough to attack, but I think they live pretty easily. But that could be good enough. We force them to live and get a strong shape on the outside. But I don't think we can force them to live in Gote. Or maybe we can technically. We still get as strong of a shape on the outside. So I don't know. Maybe we do want to respond in the middle here instead. But I think it's worth trying some sort of move in the corner first. I'll get this down one day. Hane instead. Okay. Hane here. Yeah, I wasn't sure. I thought it was worth trying, but as I said, I'm not sure it's actually Sente. So if we do this one, black can do this sort of response. And if we block here, you can see that we're almost alive here as white, but I'm not 100% certain this is Sente. I mean, even just after this one Hane, if we don't block, we're not separating anymore. So we have to block. And I think this is just alive. But also, I think black doesn't even have to. If we just Hane and connect, I think they can just extend here. It's just a living shape. Small, but living. So they could play the more important area first. That's why I'm not sure I want that right now. So white is going to try to use this to get some extra strength. The cut here does do something. But I think with the cut, we can probably respond in a way that hurts the corner. So I think the cut might not be good to play right now. but they're going to play it anyway. I thought we could respond in a way that could hurt the corner. Yeah, I think we can still do that. Let's see. This is going to be basically that ko shape I said before. When white defends here, there's now a ko in the corner for that group to live. But I think black can also just extend because we're threatening connect up underneath, and we don't want to allow the connect up underneath. Now white can hane in order to prevent that, and black probably wants to even respond to that because the next move is an Atari, and that's an annoying move, but they don't have to respond. And they could extend on the outside first. So I'm not sure we can even respond if black extends in the corner. Oh, but black's not going to extend in the corner. I'd be probably happy with that, extending into the corner. Black's going to extend here first. The outside is usually pretty useful, though. So I understand. I wanted to extend in the corner, though. Okay, good. I was right that I wasn't sure about the extension here. I really wanted to check that. I was like, wait a minute. The corner feels okay. And it does want the Atari a little bit more. You get more strength on the outside this way versus the other way we're going to be fighting. But white can live with the hane, so it doesn't seem like it's like a really strong fight. White can live with this hane and this hane, so 2 different ways for white to live. So the Atari from the outside to use the aji, let them live, and approach the top left is good enough. The corners, as I said, it's just a ko shape, but white can lose something from the ko too, so you don't have to defend it, but it's just always going to be there. Okay, so I'm glad that I wasn't necessarily wrong about this, but how do we survive now? Oh wait, let me show you the corner thing first. Actually, if black just descends here and white captures, for example, we still get this Atari, which feels quite nice. And then we can also connect up underneath. You see, this is quite nice because all of black's groups are really strong now, and we still got that Atari to get some extra outside moves. And then we also got a very decent amount of points here. So white would like to play this hane, but now I think black could still just push here. And now the corner has no aji, and we're still able to move on to the top left pretty quickly. So it feels like you're still getting something. But if white captures on the outside, maybe they thought white would be too strong. But I think I'm okay with that. I think white probably should capture, though, instead of blocking. Oh, let's check with AI, actually. Should white capture instead of blocking? Don't capture. We should just block. Okay. I guess this one's a little bit more of a Sente move. Good point. Good point. I wasn't really thinking of that one for some reason. Normally you want the other hane, but this one's a little bit more forcing and then we can capture. Okay. A little bit better. A little bit better. Yeah. If we can do one more force move in the corner, I understand why black doesn't want to play there right now. But it still feels nice to have. Oh, wow. That is a move I would not have thought of. But I guess it works. I'm kind of interested to see if it's on the AI radar as well. It might be. I think it's just ko. Okay. I had to think about it for a second. White plays a really cool move. This Yoda playing a cool move here. The 2-2 point. I really want to check if AI was thinking about this move. Wow, that is the blue move. Let me let it think for a second. Yeah, that is the blue move here. I think it's still just a ko shape, though, but maybe I didn't read it out right. We will find out in the game. But yeah, that is a really cool looking move. Oh, man. Let's see black's response. I think they have to attach. Oh, they're just going to kick. Okay, that makes sense too. They can just live that way. So black is going to kick here. So what I was thinking, of course, is that if black extends here and white plays underneath, we're still cutting them off. So this could be good, but I don't think we have enough liberties to do this. And then even if, like, let's say that does work, white could also still just play this way. And you can see that black doesn't really have too many eyes here. So it's actually kind of annoying to respond to this move. And so that's why I was thinking we might have to do this one as a ko. But maybe there's a way to play differently here. Oh, I guess you can play differently here. After they capture, you can just do this. And it's a similar sort of problem. But at least it's just another little ko thing. But they can live there, I think. But yeah. Just barely live there. But so it's just a ko if they do the attachment here. But yeah, just kick here. Instead of doing the hane, right? Because the hane here sort of forces this sort of variation where we can play the ko here, or black can try something else. This one means that if they play the next proper move that you were supposed to play from the hane, you can actually back off instead, which I think is probably what they did. I didn't check, though, so I should have checked first, but they didn't back off. They did something slightly different, so we'll delete this one. But they did the diagonal instead, which is a similar idea, but slightly better for eye shape. Because as you can see, if white plays c3, they're just alive right now, or like very, very close. They can hane and c3, and then they're just alive. So black kind of wants to wedge, but then they also don't have that much eye space right now, so they can't wedge right now. So black has to go back to live first. White definitely has to block. And then now if white wants to, they could, because I think the group's just alive now, so they could play c3, they could hane, or they just c3 directly and be basically alive and then come back to this side, or they could just play the Tiger's Mouth now. Yeah, c3 first. Yeah, that was actually really cool. I like that. That was a fun move. I'll have to think about that more in my own games. Yeah, that was a really cool move. Good job, Yoda. I think I've seen something like this before, so I know it's possible, but this is the same idea of like the 1, 2, 3 reading that In Song talks about. Right, it's 1, 2, 3. So play the third move first. 3. And then it changes the variations quite a bit when you do it that way. So you want to force a certain variation this way, or get a better result, which is basically what happened in the game, which is cool. Yeah, I like that. That was nice. And white is just alive now. Black needs to live. They might try to cut or clamp first instead of just extending. Because I think white's just alive anyway, so you don't need to extend. If you can cut or clamp, that is better. And there's, of course, no ladder, right? Let's just double check that. No ladder. So they could just cut and do some sort of fight here. You have to be very careful with that sort of thing. So they could just go to live first. Oh, they're going to cut. Okay. This is something Z-Chen talks about. Like, even if it's good enough to just live, if he said something like, I'm a pro now, so I have to try the stronger move. So cut. In this case, I don't know who has the better result, but my feeling right now is that I actually like white significantly more. White was able to really hurt this bottom side, take the corner away, and white hasn't really lost anything anywhere else on the board. I would not mind seeing the stats here. Yeah, white's at 90%. Oh, man, let's turn that back off. It's only a 5-point game. 90% chance to win, but it's just a 5-point game, so it's not too big of a deal. But this is just like, this just feels really good. Like, it feels like white got everything they wanted. So black definitely made a mistake. So we have the cut here. And I thought white was at least going to try to use this in some way, but white actually just extends now instead. I was actually not thinking about that. I probably should have been. This does feel like a powerful move, especially if you consider, if we go back right now, white does have a potential squeeze possibility here. And you can see how many free moves white has. So if white can do this, then white can potentially capture these 2 stones on a very large scale. So extending up that direction feels really nice. White's already alive over here, so they don't really even need to worry about anything. And black was already pretty strong, so we still didn't need to worry about being able to attack black necessarily. So they can take their points that they originally had here, significantly fewer than they originally had, or originally could have had, I should say. And we can just capture, 20 more points in the center here? We're happy with that. Yeah, so you don't necessarily have to play those moves right now, because maybe you want to Atari from the other direction later. You might need a different type of move. So extending first in the fight is usually the better idea. I don't know if AI would like that one as much. Okay, so it says that one's fine. This is the other thing you don't know. We also don't know if we don't want this extension, right? This is another way to fight here, because black is in a little bit of trouble technically, and we always have a move like this one to threaten, and we can come up really nicely. So we do have to worry there as black. But yeah, so if we don't know exactly which move to play, we can start with this one, threatening the left side, threatening these 2 stones, and threatening to pull this out in a way. I like that a lot. I really don't want to have to defend on the left side. I would much rather play K3 right now. I want to just extend here, fix all this Aji, and just deal with whatever's going to happen on the left side. I think if white just presses down, we can just slide. We're going to be okay. It's annoying, but I think that's probably the easiest way to play right now. And I need to press the right button for it to work. There we go. Atari first. This is a forcing move. I'm not going to worry about that. Now we'll look. Now we'll check the move. Ooh, okay. I'm not actually sure I like this one. I think this one is potentially bad, but maybe it's the right spirit, right fighting spirit here. Black is playing the diagonal. I do have to say I don't think I like it. But as I said, the left side should be fine. So we're just forcing a fight here, but the bottom left corner white group is alive. So I think white's just in a better position to fight here. But I guess white doesn't really need to do much. They can just defend their group and not worry, and then go back to a corner enclosure or something. But I guess if black isn't feeling very good about the game, this is the right way to play. I do wonder if AI likes this idea. To me, it feels wrong. I really want the bottom side instead. But maybe that's too small. That could be too small as well. Maybe it is right to fight here. I'm really bad at fighting. Okay. It is not right to fight here right now. Just play the left side. My move is not much better, though. Let's let it think for a second. My move is slightly better, but it's still a bad move. Just defend the left side. I thought we didn't have to defend the left side, so we have this move here. Yeah, so I thought that if we did this one and white pressed, for example, we're able to slide very comfortably, so we don't really have to worry too much. And you could just jump to, there's this large knight. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways to slide, but this is the basic idea. So white would have to attack in a different way, but then I feel like I can live pretty easily with this group while I'm also attacking these 2 stones. So I wasn't too worried about it. However, a weak group is worth quite a lot. Weak groups are very important. That's actually why I wanted to defend here. Oh, good, it went up a little bit. So it's not as bad as it was before. I'm happy about that. My move is better than the pro move. That's all that matters, right? Yeah, one whole point better. So we're good. But yeah, no, I was thinking if we can defend here, we're actually getting rid of weakness, getting rid of all of our, like, getting rid of a severe weakness here. And then all of our other groups should be stronger because of that. That's why I thought that would be okay. But that's why the AI actually wants to fix the left side, because that's worth more points. And we're maybe going to be able to attack the middle a little bit easier. But this one is definitely the wrong move. Okay, I'm happy that I could recognize that. That doesn't mean I'd be able to actually do anything in a real game, but I'm happy I could recognize that. So we still have the possibility of doing anything we want on the bottom. I think we don't do anything right now, and we just focus on this group. We could pincer like it was showing. If they come out, then we can come out and just fight into the middle, or we could just jump here. But I think if we jump here, this is probably a good exchange. We jump, they jump, and then it's not good. So I think we do have to potentially pincer, and that is what white does here. They pincered close. I actually really liked what the AI did here with the further pincer, because it was like black's only move was like this one, and then it's easy to escape after this. So, and even here we could just jump, because this is a good enough exchange, right? So I liked that one a little bit more. The close pincer is a little bit more severe, but I feel like this attachment, I should have checked what they played. They did play the attachment. This attachment is just a little bit easier to gain strength from, because we don't really want to give up the stone we just pincered with, right? So we're just pulling back because we don't want to Hane and push him to surround our stones. Yep, just pull back. But I guess it's going to be very similar this way. Yeah, it's going to be very similar, but black does have the possibility of trying to surround right now. If they can read that it works. It looks a little bit questionable. Ooh, it looks very questionable. So I think they can't do it. See the move. They're pushing first, yeah. Okay, so what I'm thinking here, so with this one, you can see really easily here that there's this Atari, and they're actually just one liberty behind, which means that when white just plays off to the side here, they have to constantly go back to think about this side, right? And so maybe this is a good exchange, but we don't know. I couldn't be certain that it's a good exchange. So we would want to play probably this one. And so that's why they're pushing first here, is my guess is they want to play this sort of a covering move instead of the jump over the top. But this is still, you still have to worry about this just Hane and cut here. So white Hane's on the outside, black probably Hane's back. Could double Hane, but I think we can just extend now. This is good enough. We got some nice territory out of this, and they still have a weakness they have to fix. They could try to capture our stones, but with that weakness there, we're at least getting something from it anyway. And there's cutting points directly here. So I feel like they have to sort of back off or do a tiger's mouth to defend this cutting point now. Awkward. So yeah, they have to back off. And I don't know if white has to save those two stones, but it seems somewhat important because black is not alive on both sides yet. But do we worry about it right now, or do we wait for later? I think black really wants to kill those stones, so they would play probably right away. So yeah, I think playing right away would make sense. Diagonal, attach, knight's move, you give up half of it instead of having to give up all of it. Something along those lines. Ooh. Okay. I thought he might be giving it up all the way. White just turns and then attaches. Now, I wanted to turn, but I felt like if we turn, we're sort of forcing them to surround us a little bit. But if you already know the move you're choosing, and you already read it out, then you'll know if the turn is okay to do with the move you're going to choose. So instead of the diagonal, he chose the attachment here. Black has to Hane. And white can just extend. They could double Hane, give up part of it. Like I said, giving up part of it is perfectly okay. Just these 2 stones. We just don't want to let them capture it on a large scale. But extend looks good enough. Yeah, extend here. Because there's a really nice vital point that we can poke at. Black's defending it right away with this move. Because if black plays like this to protect their cutting point, we get this really comfortable and very perfect peep here. And we don't want to allow that. So black is going to try to prevent that from happening with Sente. And this is also sort of the vital point on white's shape. Threatening a cutting point, but also getting rid of any potential eye shape, making the group a little heavier as well. I actually wouldn't mind potentially just turning on the outside, let them capture that. Just turn over the outside. Oh, interesting. Oh, that does work. Okay, I had to think about that for a second. Okay, white turns first. This is getting rid of an eye. Also threatening the Atari. This actually does work because... let's have black respond first. Because if black cuts, we can Atari, and capture these stones here. So white is safe. Black still has to take care of this and take care of this. And that's annoying. We don't want to have to deal with that. So connect first. Now I think white probably is connecting instead of turning, but I really want the turn anyway. But now these stones are a little bit bigger. I think there's no point in doing this poking move if you're not going to connect now. So, yeah. And so they're attaching here. This taking that vital point anyway, fighting for this vital point area. I like it. Of course, black can't cut. It's a double Atari now. And there's... No, black can cut still. Because the double Atari doesn't work. So you have to Atari from the other side. So no double Atari, but you're Ataring from the other side here. And saving your group anyway, while threatening the cutting point. So black has to back off. This is the vital point here. If black does this one, of course, you can't play here. You're dead. You just threw the game probably. If you do this one, white can Atari from the outside here. And then they can Atari again here and connect. These stones are not too important if we can surround this left side, for example. So I like that. That was cool. Connect solidly now. Black plays this kind of nice move. I like this one. Protecting the cutting point while also making it so that white can't really turn and get some extra forcing moves there. But I think white can also pull back now, potentially. But this also is allowing black to play this jump here, which could be very severe. But white's going to pull back, threatening this group. Black is not just going to defend. They're going to try to fight back. We definitely don't have the liberties to kill. So we do have to come out. So we have to turn here. Black turns at Tengen. They got a natural Tengen, so they should probably win. And we just have to keep playing this ugly shape. But I think black's in a lot of trouble. But if white gets captured, then I guess it doesn't matter. But it looked like black's in a lot of trouble. Okay, so let's see if this works. Black plays this move here. This is where I would die. This is where I would lose. Because I could tell that there's a lot of weakness, but that doesn't mean I'm going to do it right. I guess at the very minimum, you can really force the situation if you attach, if you do the cross attach here. Because we can potentially just push through the other side, capture, and get out on this side. So they block, we turn, cut, a bunch of Ataris everywhere. That would be like a standard type of move. We're still threatening the cutting point. That would probably be okay. Just turning, allowing them to cut, I think is potentially fine too, actually, because after this Atari here at L10, we can cut over here at J8 as well. So there's actually a lot of Aji. So I'm not sure the best way to handle it. So we can see how they handle it. I would maybe do the attachment. Maybe. But maybe it's possible they can give up the 1 stone and we just die on the inside. But yeah, I think the attachment or the knight's move here. Let's see. Okay, good. My move was the move the pro played. I don't know if it's right, but it's the move the pro played. This felt like the right way to do it. We'll see how it goes. See if it's exactly what I read. Black has to push through here. White turns. And instead of playing the Hane, Black connects here. This is connecting everything up. We probably have to extend out now for sure. And now Black can go back and defend. This is a good way for Black to actually defend. But what I was reading was that if we do this one, they turn, they have to cut here. Now there's all these cutting points. There's quite a few different ways to use it. For example, we have this sort of thing where there's a ton of Aji here on the outside everywhere. And all of these sort of cutting points and all this stuff going on. And we just cut and captured everything on the left side, right? So we have a ton of Aji to deal with here. So we kind of just have to let this happen, I think. And now Black just has to go back and connect. But I think White is in a really nice position. Now I think they're still probably at 90% win rate. Unless this was a mistake to do, I think they're still probably at 90% win rate. We can check after the Black decides their next move here. Yeah, just connect this way. All right, let's check the stats here. I feel like White did not make a mistake. But we'll have to wait and see. White's still at 99% chance to win. 99 now instead of 90. So their chance to win did go up. So it does look like White is playing the proper way. All right, cool. So I want to see how they handle this group, and then we can probably stop the game. I think that'll be nice to look at. How are they going to handle this group? All right, so they're going to peep first. This is a really annoying peep because it's also very much involving this stone on the bottom. And if we can save this stone, Black has to go live. If we can save our own stone, Black has to go live in the corner. And there's potential for Black to have 2 weak groups here. So very, very annoying. I think probably only one move here. Yeah, the normal protection. Just one exchange, or are we going to do more? Oh, I guess. Does this actually make the ladder work? Wait a minute. Yeah, it looks like the ladder might actually just work now. Wait a minute. I don't think we can play it though because we are still weak in the center, but I think the ladder actually just works now. That's funny. Let's see what they do. Ooh, oh, I actually like this move a lot. I did not think about it. I actually like this move a lot. I never would have thought about this one. They do the diagonal now. I don't know if it's the best move, but you can see what White is aiming at here. Let's play the next move here. It's Hane. Okay, there we go. So what you can see is that Black can't jump out very easily. There's a cutting point here. Even if, we probably wouldn't do this, but even if we just sacrifice like this, you can see that we've at least captured these stones and we've saved our group, so it's probably not that bad. We probably wouldn't want to do it that way, but you can see that there's ways of helping ourselves really nicely. And it doesn't matter which side they cut on either. There's always that possibility. So that is very, very cool. I like that one. That's why black has to Hane on the outside. So we actually are saving our group with this. And then white turns directly. We're still threatening the snapback. Black should probably just connect on this side in some way. Connect our groups up. Ooh, push first. I'm not sure I actually like that. Okay. I wanted to just connect directly, but black is trying to do it in a different way here. But I feel like that actually helps white more versus just connecting directly. Maybe it's the same. Maybe it's the same. But this is like really encouraging white to play a really nice shape move, which is why I just don't want to do it. But I think it's probably fine. It's not too different. We lose the bottom side. Now this should be all black. But we get really nice shape on the outside. Just this 1 point jump here really cleans everything up for us. But they're going to do a little bit more because this group is still not alive. But we'll put a little bit of pressure and also make this wider. So they're going to knight's move here instead. I think our cutting point does technically work, but maybe we don't worry about it for now. Black pokes. We can just defend here. Because this push and cut is not too big of a deal, I think. There's no snapback. There's no any other sort of move like that, so we don't need to worry about anything too much. But they are going to push and cut right away anyway. Push. White Hane on the outside. And then white just goes back to the bottom here. Black still has some weakness on the bottom that they need to fix. And you kind of don't want to give up this stone because then you have to live in the corner. So you do have to extend. And white can probably just extend again, threatening the Atari, right? We don't want to allow that. But we also kind of have to just connect up. And I don't know if we just do a bunch of Ataris now and then defend this way and then jump out. But we'll see. Yeah, jumping out first. Okay. This sort of fun knight's move here, threatening to capture the 2 stones there, or at least threatening to cut through that to make a nice strong formation. This is a cool way to defend, right? Where it's the offense is best defense type of idea. Threatening as much as we can so that we don't have to play slow moves. Black plays this one. And then cuts right here, because black doesn't want to just deal with this. It's so simple as well. Black needs to kill in order for this to work. And I would be a little bit worried as white, honestly. I would be a little bit worried. I think we're fine, but I also don't want to give up too much, right? So I don't know exactly how we would do it, but we could easily give up too much here. Like if we just let black have all the top side, that might be too much. So we're going to attach here, threatening that Atari, and threatening to capture the cutting stone. Yeah, good point, good point. Black extends. We want to stay strong. We can push here, threatening to capture these 3 stones. And then now it feels like we can definitely do something with this. Even if we just do the knights or this sort of capping diagonally move here, giving up some extra stones, but we make it very, very thick position, that would probably be okay. But I don't know exactly what he wants for sure. Let's see. Just Atari. Oh, I thought I read this differently, but maybe this does work. Because black extends, white pushes again, and then black tanukis. I thought this didn't work exactly. Let's go back to here. Is this just the right move? Yeah, I just thought it didn't work. Well, probably seems like I read it wrong. We'll see what it does, what happens in the game. So it was Atari, extend, and empty triangle to cut. I kind of like it. And then capture over here. So I think that white is 100% settled now. Black still has weakness on the top, so have to be a little bit careful with how they handle the top side. And the bottom side is still a little bit weak, though I think it can live with one move, basically. So probably nothing to worry about. So let's see black's move here. Black is just going to take the top side. I still think white is probably just winning here, because black's points are only on the top side. So if white can do anything to that top side, well, maybe they don't even have to, but if white can do anything to the top side, that's good enough. And just this push and cut earlier with this empty triangle already reveals that there's the elephant's eye here and maybe a shortage of liberties. So white just hanes. Black jumps back. White attaches. This is like a common breaking the bamboo Tesuji. Black connects here. And white just goes in to live right away. This is annoying. Because it doesn't need to live, I think. It could also just sacrifice in order to get some extra on the top left. Because this top left being big enough would match what black is getting. Plus this right side that white could potentially play with just one or two more moves to get a ton of points. Plus having some points in the bottom left. Capturing this one stone would be very nice. Especially if we can Atari, Tiger's Mouth. They have to connect, and then we can capture this stone. We get rid of all the points here and get a nice big corner and another big corner in the top left and a nice big right side. This is just too much, I think. There's just too much. So I'm kind of interested to see how this fight plays out, though. So we're going to keep going. See, okay, it is what I thought. It is what I thought. White doesn't need to live there. They just need to get a big top left. Yes, I like it. Because it felt like if black played from the other side, we're just going to be able to live fairly quickly. Maybe not this way, but we're going to be able to live. Like, you see how much space is here. So it feels very possible. So black doesn't want to allow this side to get anything. And then we can just attach here, give up everything. We're good to go. So black attaches in the corner first. And we just respond. It's just a sort of like a probing move. Black cross cuts. White captures. And now black can technically live in the corner, though it is just a tripod shape, so it's not too many points, but they can live in the corner. So black now extends up. I think we just give it up still. So white hane and connect solidly. Yeah, connect solidly. Black connects. We can even push up here. This is a slightly annoying move, but I don't think it's a sente necessarily, but it is a big move that's annoying. So push up. And black's just focus on getting enough points here. But I think it's probably a little bit too late. Let's look at the move stats. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the top is bigger than I think, but I think that's all black has. So, yep, still 99% for white. I think we can probably stop it there then. Look at the score graph. There was one spike early on, and that's it, and it just goes straight down after that. Oh, man. Let's look at the performance report for this first part of the game. Yeah, just a normal sort of 70 to 80, which is good. Opening, significantly better for Yoda. Middle game, of course, he's played just enough better to stay ahead. And no in-game stuff right now. I think the game's almost over. Yeah, it's just a couple more moves. I just did the +5 move thing. But yeah, I think it's over enough that we can just do a quick overview of this first part with the top moves on. So we can see what that big mistake was there. It looks like they didn't make any other big mistakes throughout the rest of the game. So it's just that first one. So yeah, like I said, the top side. Oh, excuse me. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. Moved away. Hopefully that was good enough. The top side is good. White was thinking about the top side, or Black was thinking about the top side more at first, but as you can see, AI does not care at all about sort of the first few opening moves. There's like one or two that's slightly bad, but overall, it's not that big of a deal as long as you're playing in the corners properly. And yeah, just connect is a little bit better. Again, AI does not care about the opening as much as we do. I think my biggest advice for the opening is always just play whatever is most comfortable for you, right? So if you like the Tiger's Mouth, play the Tiger's Mouth. If you like the Connect, play the Connect. If you like the Tanuki now, you can. It's probably not good, but you can. You should just finish an area first, but whatever you like to do in the opening, you should just do that. And as you see, White does not need to respond anymore. White can just move on with the game. And if Black attaches, I don't know what AI is going to suggest, but you could do this one. You can also just play the normal move and be happy with this variation. And if they play this one, I like this move, and I'm glad AI still likes this one. And then just slide. And we're pretty happy with this variation as well. So I'm glad to verify that. I know that the AI probably doesn't care too much for this one, but we're pretty happy to just push here. And Tanuki now. We don't take away the Tiger's Mouth with this particular shape right now, but we just Tanuki now when it's this early in the game. So there we go. Peep, they push up. We just approach. They should just back off, but pincer's not that big of a deal. Anything's fine. Extend was the blue move. Let's let it think for a second. Yeah, extend was the blue move. Bump. Press. This is like an older Joseki. I've seen it a few times in older games. I don't know how frequently it was played, but I know I've seen it a few times in older games. Extend, extend. Oh, it does want the other block now. Let it think for a second. It wanted the empty triangle block the move before. So like this one, it wants the empty triangle versus the extension. But now it wants this one versus the empty triangle. They're still close enough that it doesn't really matter, but I think that's interesting that that does change it a little bit. Okay. Just extend again. They push, which was good. We turn, which is the blue move again. They should just Hane over the top now, but they defend, which is still good enough. And this Hane was bad. Okay, I was right that this was not the right timing for it. And the corner first was better. Okay. I justified it as in if black cuts, we're going to be able to come back to the corner and get a nice result. But we shouldn't really rely on that anyway. We should just take the corner first. So I'm glad this was here. If they go to live, we can pull back instead of bump. They live in the corner. And now we have this really nice Hane and this block here. And we're just alive. We can just move on with the game. We have plenty of space to live. Yeah, just living is often really good. Living, especially if you're getting rid of corner points when you're living. The cut was bad because you shouldn't cut, as we saw in the game. That didn't help black very much. Just Hane. After they cut, we defend, which is really nice for us. And then they play another bad move here. And this is where white just takes a significant lead, but they never give it up. So that was nice. They played the blue move here. I think this is a normal Tesuji. I think I have seen it before, but I don't know it very well. So I wouldn't have thought about it in a game. Maybe in a longer game I might have, but in a shorter game I definitely would not have. Oh, and this was the biggest mistake. They need to fight the Ko. All right. That makes sense, actually. The Ko is very big. And just living right now, it doesn't feel very good. And black is capturing the Ko first. So white needs a Ko threat, which they don't necessarily have right now. But black does kind of have a Ko threat. Not a good one, but they do have one. So attach. Oh, we're not going to play the Ko. Okay. We're just going to connect underneath. Oh, no, we're still doing the Ko. Okay. It's just different order. Forcing the Ko first. We can leave this for later and play other stuff first and then go back to the Ko. That's why this order is better. That's interesting. Because if we do it this way, we're forced to do the Ko right away. Yes, we can connect underneath like this, like I was saying, but we are sort of forced into the Ko shape right away. Either way, it's still fine. But I guess this actually does make a lot of sense, so. Okay. But even this one is slightly better than the move they played in the game. That is alive, so I guess, yeah, it makes sense, The point is that we don't want to make it so easy for white to just be settled, especially since we have already extended here in the center. We want to make sure these stones are useful, so we want to make sure that white is not alive. But this way, white is basically just alive right away. And then the cut was a mistake. Oh, no wonder white ended up getting so far ahead so quickly. Just play the enclosure. There's still really big moves left on the board. Just play these big moves. And we could fight right now, but you don't know what you want right here. You play the fighting move over here first. But yeah, it just looks like black fought in the wrong way overall. White made some mistakes, but black fought in the wrong way. Yeah, this was the move. I did point this out. Black wants this one. And black should have taken it at some point, but they never did because there is a lot of Aji there. It's a little hard to read. But now white is pretty happy to come out, especially if black kills now. We can Atari over the top. We have this really nice top side. So they extend. Now we can just come out. Diagonal is still better, but anything over here is okay. Okay. This was a small mistake here. I think it still works, but this does give black more strength on the outside. So I actually do agree that while we do have to save this, black is thicker on the outside. So they can accept this to try to come back into the game. Oh, what I do here? Oh yeah, that thing. Okay. Oh yeah. They can't do that. That's a negative point move. I was pointing out that there is this annoying thing to deal with in the future. I was like, what's this spike for? But because black responded, this ends up being really bad. Ooh, white can actually just turn. Oh, interesting. Okay. Plus 3-point move. Because they can't wedge here. We get that really nice result that we wanted. Yeah, and black's just in a really difficult situation. Okay. Ooh, nice. That's a cool move. Attach on top. So when there's these really cool moves in a fight, I definitely don't blame the pro or the regular person for not finding these types of moves, because that would be I mean, like you could probably find it, but that'd be really cool. A really cool move to find in a game. And the other move seems like it's good enough, right? So I would not be able to find that. A pro could potentially find it for sure, but I would definitely not even think about it. So that's my own fault there. Oh, but I guess so. Like the idea is the squeeze here to capture these stones. This is going to help us do that. All right. Anyway, any other fun move here? Yeah, this Hane is really nice. Defends our group. We're basically alive now, but they did it a different way. And we shouldn't have done, or white should not have pulled back first. They should have escaped. I did say escape first, but then I thought maybe we can get away with the pullback. We can't get away with it. Technically, it's a bad move. We should just defend first. Then we can do that later. Oh, +3. So even better than the AI move. But the blue move is the move that's the safest move to win the game. It's not always the best move. Oh, they needed to do this one. It changes it a little bit, but it's the same type of result. But this one makes it really bad because we can just attach across like that. I'm glad I found the right move here. I'm glad I found it. So let's look at the punishment here. It is this attachment first. Okay, so I knew there was a lot of Aji here. In my own game, I would have thought about it quite a bit. And I think this is still good enough because there's still this really bad cut on this side that I showed off. But attach first seems to be the right move. Then if they connect, we can just connect through, and the left side has some problems. And of course, if they try to block us, now we have the cut. So they block here. We have this cut. If they push through here and push through again, because they have to push through again, then we can cut here, and we're happy. Sort of what I showed in the actual game. So connect first, extend, connect back, and then the game is just over, basically. We get Hane first, but yeah, the game is basically just over. This is the right way to do it? Yeah, okay. It doesn't feel very good, but it does. It is saying it's the right way. What I like is that he's not really making any big mistakes throughout this whole thing. But very good position. Very good moves here. Oh yeah, and this is something I was pointing out later, is when we have this one, it's possible for this to sort of happen with this peep here, protecting that cut naturally. So play that move ahead of time, meaning that if we do this one, we have to connect solidly ourselves, and it's not Sente anymore, right? So that's a cool way to think about protecting in your own games too. We can just extend too. Extension's better, but we're threatening to capture on the bottom. Anything else to look at here? Anything else to point out? Oh, that one's cool. Hane this side. But white is just saying, give it up, don't worry about it. And I wasn't sure if that was a good idea, but the top side is very open, and they have to come back and defend. So it's probably fine to do. But yeah, I wasn't sure. I felt like that was the best way for black to get back in the game, was to have this really wide area here. So I like what white did in the game. This one was a bad exchange, but I know why they did it. Because it helps with this shape. So yeah, this one is what I'm wondering about. Yes, we can extend. They can escape, but we can just keep pushing as well. They can't block us here. The cut just works. Okay. Yeah, that's what I didn't read in the game. And the other group should be able to live pretty easily now that it's made a bunch of exchanges. So, okay. I get it. Oh, no empty triangle cut. I'm a little disappointed. Better to just do this one, make good shape, and then play on the top. Okay. And now we have to capture this group now because of this Hane. But yeah, it's just too much now. It's too late to do anything. They do want to play from this side. We can play here to get 2 eyes. Pull back, threatening the corner still. Then we can kind of make eyes this way. Okay. I'm really bad at it, so it's good to look at how AI would have done it. And yeah, it's minus 3.5 because you could do more, but I still like the idea of it. This was the thing that I would have probably thought about in my game. So I still think that's good. I think that's good enough. Like White's winning by 20 points. Like it's not a big deal to give up a little bit. Because I definitely like how he decided to do it. Threaten and then just force them to eat the stones, right? Feels good. But there is Aji they could use, but they're just going to give it up because they're just winning. And that's far enough, yeah. Okay, cool. White's playing some safe moves near the end here instead of really pushing to get very, very far ahead. And that's where they went from probably like 80 to 90 down to 78 for the accuracy here because they're playing these soft moves at the end. But 20 points ahead, I think that's perfectly fine to play some soft moves to simplify and clean up the game. Anyway, this was really cool. I liked this game a lot. I think I've always actually liked Yoda Norimoto. So maybe we can look at more of his modern games here. That would actually be kind of fun. I don't remember how old he is now, but let's look him up real quick because he is a much older pro. And Ueno is a much younger player. Yeah, he was born in 1966, so he is a bit older here. So in his 50s, I guess. And I think Ueno Asami is one of the younger female professionals right now, right? She's pretty popular right now. Sensei's Library, let's see. Okay. Oh, October. Nice. Very good. But 2001. Yeah. One of the newest and rising stars sort of players. So I like that Yoda is still doing well. Even against newer young players. I think that's good. Even 2005, he was still winning titles. He hasn't won in a little bit, though. But he has one of 12 players who has 1,200 wins. So that's kind of cool. No, that's funny. Yoda dislikes being attacked the most of all professionals. The word flee is not in his dictionary. Let's move this over. Yeah. The word flee is not in his dictionary. Instead, there are entries only for live and sacrifice. I like that. That's a great thing here. I wonder if he's played any of the international tournaments recently. I'll have to look at that. We can look over on Go for Go. Oh, he actually had a good record versus Lee Chang-ho even in his prime, even in Lee Chang-ho's prime. Lifetime record is 10-9 with Yoda winning 10. That's what I think it says. Lee almost caught up. Yeah. So Yoda's at 10 wins and Lee's at 9 wins. That's good. I actually didn't know that. That's cool. Nice. I still have not fully read through Vital Points and Skillful Finesse for Sabaki, but maybe I'll do it another day. Yoda Note? What's Yoda Note? Japanese book from 2003. Oh, so Yoda's Notebook. Okay. Cool. So let's see what other games, see who he's played against here. Just Yoda Norimoto collection here. Just for fun. So I'm looking for non-Japanese games. Oh, Rui Naiwei. Anyway, non-Japanese games I was looking for. Mostly just Japanese. International Veterans Tournament. That's a... Okay. And then more Nongshim. Naiwei Ping, Yu Cheng Hook. Hyuk. I don't know how to pronounce it necessarily. So there's some games we could check out that are international. Mostly doing all the senior leagues and stuff. But okay. I don't know if we will look at more, but that was fun. I think he did a really good job. And I'm fairly certain Ueno is a... I've heard people talk about her quite a lot. So I know she's a well-known, considered to be very strong player right now. Leading female player, right? So number 3 in the world and 165 overall. It's not too bad. Number 16 overall in Japan. Cool. Not bad. Good job, Yoda. Anyway, I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. It was a lot of fun. No chatting this time, but I got to just talk about stuff. So I think that was okay. Yesterday was a lot of talking to chat, so a little different. I'll probably just go back to random games on Go for Go tomorrow, where we just go here and click on just a random game that's popped up on the top here. Not looking at who is like these are all Taiwan games. Not worried about that. Random Taiwan game, random Japanese, random Chinese, whatever it ends up being. Oh, hey, Harry, how you doing? You're too late, Harry. I am ending now. It is too late for you. As always, yeah. We just finished looking through this game here. It was a lot of fun. It's a Yoda Norimoto versus Ueno Asami. And Asami is like a young, popular female professional right now. And Yoda's in his 50s, maybe close to 60-ish. And he did a really good job of just being very far ahead the entire game. And he didn't really make any mistakes. There's one mistake. One mistake over here, this Hane. And then that's it. That's basically it. After that, there were no other real mistakes from him. The only mistakes were at the very end, but I'm not calling them mistakes because they were simplifying the game. It's like he does this attachment here in order to simplify the game. He doesn't need to do anything on the top side. He can win just by giving it up. So yeah, I thought that was cool. So his only mistake was simplification. Anyway, that is all though for now. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow, Harry. It is a bit later. I'm normally ending around this time, around 12. So you got to work on that. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow.